This gotta be the worst Batman take I have ever heard, and the movie just came out Friday. Check it out.
The Batman movie was fine, dude. It was fine. I thought it'd be more fun. I don't know. It was like a Marvel movie with none of the, like, comedy. Like, I don't think I laughed. I don't think there was a single joke in the movie. Old man take? Maybe. Maybe I'm just an old fucking man. Fabian, thinking about it. But even if it's not, even if it's supposed to be like a brooding drama, like a detective story, I think they also did a bad job at that. You know what I mean? In my mind, if you have, like, what is supposed to be a great vigilante detective, Batman, and then, like, a guy whose name is the Riddler, you should probably have what is a fun, you know, not, like, fun in, like, a Sherlock Holmes or, what's that one with Daniel Craig, where he solves a mystery? I thought it'd be like that. Knives Out. I thought it'd be like Knives Out, maybe. You know? Like Sherlock, the BBC series, you know? A little fun.
This is what happens when you go almost an entire generation of online presence and being in the popular culture without having any other popular superhero movie that is not Marvel. And I'm a huge Marvel fan, love Marvel, and am a diehard Marvel enjoyer. But I also acknowledge that there are other ways of telling comic book stories that don't involve a connected universe, quirky one-liners, a lot of comedy, a lot of comic books, a lot of manga. A lot of that stuff is dark. There is no room for, oh, let's make a joke here and there. And even then, the Batman had jokes in it. They just weren't in your face. They came randomly out of nowhere, and they were part of the storytelling. They were part of what was going on, and honestly, they were faithful to whoever was telling the goddamn joke. I mean, the Penguin was by far the funniest character in the movie, and even then, Batman and Gordon had funny moments and funny quips that I thoroughly enjoyed. So I don't understand where this is all coming from this generation that, to me, has been completely spoiled with the MCU and their family-friendly, just laugh every 10 seconds type of formula, which is fine, but not every comic book movie needs to be like that. And to me, it's perfectly fine if you don't think the movie was fun or enjoyable, because it was a long movie, and there was a lot of brooding moments in the movie, a lot of things that kind of made you think internally on Batman and what he's going through. There were a lot of quiet moments in this movie. I mentally prepared myself before I jumped into this movie that was going to be 3 hours long, and the trailers had given me that vibe that it's going to be slow paced and a detective story. That's exactly what it was, but there wasn't one moment in this movie where I was bored. There was not one moment where I was looking at my phone. There was not one moment where I was like, oh, you know, I gotta use the bathroom. Like, no, by the time the movie was over, I was like, oh shit, that was fast, because the movie was enjoyable, thoroughly enjoyable the entire time, and it didn't need jokes back to back for it to be, you know, interesting. This kid, I'm assuming he's younger. I don't know. I don't really even know who the streamer is, honestly. I just saw this trending on Twitter, and so I wanted to give my 2 cents on what he's saying, but it seems like he's not really too much on the Batman mythos, or maybe not even really understanding too much about the Batman character or the comic book, because he is talking about, oh, this is the Riddler, this is the Batman, it should be like a goofy, like, happy-go-lucky, fun, like, Sherlock Holmes type of thing. Like, no, Batman is in one of the most crime-ridden, dark, seedy cities in the entire world for DC. Like, it is a place that the property values have plummeted to zero. like there's crack dealers, crackheads, crime everywhere, and this movie portrayed that perfectly. It was the future of the Joker movie, essentially. And then you have a guy who is literally killing people with blunt force trauma with a carpenter's tool. Like, there's no sense like this is gonna be like a goofy little thing. There's nothing in that movie, there's nothing in the trailers that was like that. So I understand if you don't find this movie fun, or you don't find it enjoyable, you don't find that it's funny, because it wasn't really supposed to be that. It's supposed to be it's a rewiring of what people are seeing now. It's a rewiring of the comic book meta, which is basically the MCU. It's a rewiring of that, because even in the DC we have movies like, say, Aquaman, and even Peacemaker as a TV show, and these are extremely slapstick, kind of goofy. There are some serious moments, but it's more like, you know, poppy and stuff like that. Yeah, this movie is not like that at all. It is the perfect Batman movie. It is what we needed, and this kid, I mean, this got to be the worst take of Batman that I've ever seen, honestly, and I feel bad for it. I don't even know who this kid is, but yeah, just fucking terrible.